Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza, welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, as always, we're covering the top news, top information on Transformers Earth Wars. So today, taking a look at this 5-star batch and talking what the playtesters are talking about and my ideas behind that, with particular attention to Slug and what they can really do with that bot to, really maybe differentiate it, and maybe make it, a decent bot. We're talking a bit about the ability level. There's been a couple of changes. Well, one change mainly. I'm going to put it to you guys whether you think this is the solution or not, whether it's better or not. So you guys will have the final say. We're talking a bit about 5-star Ruination as well. I found something out which might be a... I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to leave it like that. But I found something out. Then we're going to talk about a bot that I've been talking about for quite a while now. And something that someone's put onto me and I've realised quite recently about that bot. Which, again, I think a few people are going to be a bit surprised about and a bit maybe frustrated about. But it is what it is. But yeah, all that to come. We talk about the new loyalty system as well. They've changed the VIP program per se again. We're going to talk a bit about that and whether that's a good thing or not, and take your say on this. And as always, guys, if you've got any questions at all, stick it in the chat and I will do my best to answer it. I doubt it'll be a question I can't answer. But hey, stick it in the chat and let's see. We will see. And that's everything in today's stream. But obviously the big news is the 8th anniversary of the game. I mean, for me personally, it's 8.5 years because I started in beta. My 8-year anniversary is literally like the 1st of Jan, 31st December. So 8.5 years, but obviously 8 years since the launch of the game. I did say last week that 8 years for a mobile game is absolutely crazy. So the game's done really well to last this long. And it's doing well. It is doing well. Not as well maybe it was. Maybe lost a few players along the way. But hopefully we can get some new players in with some fresh material. Some fresh game modes, fresh content. And we'll talk a bit about that as well. And, where the game can hopefully go over the next year or two to reach that 10th anniversary, hopefully. So, yeah. But as always, let's have a look who we've got in the chat. So... we've got Trax, aka Penny Lancaster. Yo, yes you are first. We've got Lou Mega 12345. Happy anniversary to you too. We've got Lord Avix. We've got Grind Time and Ricky Lau. If you 5 Trax, Lou Mega, Lord Avix, Grind Time, Ricky Lau. If you 5 want to hit me up after the stream, I will get you a Sunstreaker Wozza Stash Crystal just for being here early. So thank you. Then Mercenary Terror, who just missed out. Sorry, I've got to cut it off somewhere. But Mercenary Terror, good to see you as well. Hello to you too. Carnage Mac, alright. We've got E-Rods. We've got... oh, it jumps ahead again. I hate who does that. We've got Calvin, KP, one of my members, and Soldier as well, aka It's Your Boy Soul. So obviously go and check his channel out. Very, very polished, guys. Go and check it out. I hope that one day my content is as polished as his. But yeah, go and check it out, guys. And thank you for KP for being a member as well. Candyman being a member as well. Thank you. We've got Darklands. We've got Randall Hamilton. We've got my good friend Shani. Good to see you, buddy. We've got Hellraiser. We've got Joseph Trillo. Joker, thanks for being a member as well. Long-serving member. Good to see you too. We've got Blade 19. We've got Matt Poley. Good to see you as well. My good friend Chris Lewis. Thanks for joining in, buddy. And we've got Jason Rollers. We've got the Roly Poly Brothers in the house. Was I lose internet access? No. Is it working alright, guys? Let me know. Apologies, I'm on a few issues today. But I'll have to wait and see. Let me know. Is it working now? Let me go into the chat and see what I can think of. Working now. Okay. Hopefully it stays then. Very bizarre. Hmm. Few people saying that it dropped. Few people saying it came back. So mine dropped out, refreshed, and all good. Okay. Okay. I'm glad it's right. Anyway, I'm glad it's finally good. Cool. Who knows? Could have been an internet dropout. Could have been a problem with the PC. Could be anything right now. Yeah, I've got a slight problem with the PC already after the upgrade. The stats are all saying it's fine, but then one of the stats is saying it's not. So need to have a look at that. But yeah, can't blame that on your new PC. Maybe it's the internet. I don't know. I've been having problems with everything. Honestly, I've had a right nightmare. Problems. Well, I had problems with the internet, and then I thought I fixed them, but maybe not. Obviously not. But yeah. Cool. Right. Okay. Let's jump into the news then, and then we'll go from there. So, Bar Week, Grana Week, Ninny Bong, as always, the 8th anniversary of the game. Blade 19's put the stream is not working. Just try and refresh it if you can. Someone put in the chat to refresh it and see what happens. Let me know if anything's not going right, guys. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Cool. Cool. Okay, let's get a crack on with the news. Okay. Yeah, cool. People saying refresh and it work. Okay, cool. Okay, yes, 8th anniversary of the game. So this weekend's event is for I'd say a 5-star bot, but it's not for a 5-star bot. It's for a 5,000 shards. They're a bit different this year. So normally they give you a crystal and you open it and you get any bot out of all the batches, but this year they're giving you 5,000 shards, which me personally, I don't prefer. Like, I think shards are a bit boring, but I think for the whole community, I think the shards are better because people can get a Mega Supreme with it, save it for maybe 5-star Ruination if they need 5-star shards. I don't think you do, but they can use the 5-star shards for whatever they want. So I'm all down for that. It makes no real difference to me. I just like having crystals. But yeah, 5-star bots for this weekend for 300k points. So works out at around 7.5k per person. It's not a lot of points, and that's to finish the event. But yeah, 5,000 5-star shards. You've got 3,500 XP for your troops, 350,000 spark, and some celebration canisters with 4 stars and 3 stars and premiums. But the 5 stars only at 110,000. So literally everyone should be getting that. 110,000 between 40 people is what? It's less than 3k per person. So everyone should be getting this, at least a 5-star bot. I know usually all the community sort of pulls together and people jump in and out of alliances and help out to try and get at least a 5-star and then jump out again. It's a brilliant event. I love these events when people do this. I'll be doing that this weekend. Absolutely amazing. I think once we finish the event, everyone will be jumping around. So the best thing to do, guys, is if you're in a big family, then you're pretty much sorted. If you're not in a big family, stick it in Discord and say you need help. Because to be honest with you, even the big families normally kill it, destroy, absolutely smash it out for all their alliances, and then even go looking outside their family to help other people. So make sure you're in that Discord just saying, listen, we need help to try and get the 5-star shards. Normal battle zones apply. And then obviously it's been released a new saga, not a new saga, a new battle pass. Just started. Combined level skip, 3 squads cooldown skip, ability skip, the usual things. I mean, they try and mix them up every now and again, but that's in this month's. Obviously, go and check out your content creators, myself, Engineer Hoist, Freezus Max, and Soul. Saga schedule. We're going to be talking about this, but a lot of it is to be determined. Why? Then we've got a bit of cool art, and it's pretty cool to be fair. That is, I do like this sort of. This is the kind of art that I do like. What do I classify it under? Like deviant art in a way. You know, the website. You know, deviant art. They do a lot of stuff like this. Very, very cool. And then bug fixes. Only the one bug fix this week, which surprises me. Hot Rod Nemesis Prime no longer target minions. That was frustrating, to be fair. You would put it on the bot and it would hit a minion. It's just about being really careful, but now it won't target minions, so yeah, pretty decent. And 19th of June is for the next Transformers Earth Wars stream, so make sure you check that out because they tend to have a bit more information than even I have. So go and check that out, guys. Let's see what everyone is putting in the chat. Yeah, everyone is saying that they got back in again. Cool. Glad it all came back. So, Carnage Mac, alright, has put 5-star shards are better so people can narrow it down for a better pull. Yeah, true. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, because you can actually choose your batch as well. It's a good point. Very good point. Very good point. Yep, you just convinced me. 5,000 star shards, 100% better than a crystal. Yep. Jose Trullo's put totally cool idea for a 5-star. They've been doing this so since the 5th year anniversary. I think it's actually Dale that pushed it. So on the 4th year anniversary, we got a free 4-star. And I think even at the 4-year anniversary, Dale was like, does that mean we get a 5 for the 5 years? And everyone was like, yes. And they were like, no. We were like, yeah. And they were like, no. And it went on for ages. And literally, it was announced like a month beforehand that they were doing a 5-star. And everyone was like, wow. Then they did a combat event for the 6th year anniversary. Then did a bot for the 7th, I think. And everyone was like, oh, it's going to be a combat this year. But I think everyone was a bit disappointed with that. And everyone said they wanted another bot. I don't mind doing a combat, but don't forget, combats were new when they did the 6th one. They're not so new now. I think a lot of top players have got most of combats as well. And so, yeah, this year they put it to the vote, and it was a bot. So I'm all for that. Every year, make it a bot. Every year. Blade 19, I thought we were going to get rank skips. Well, I don't think it's anything set. They just put in what they haven't seen in a while, so... Make sure you hit Dale up and just say, listen, Dale, we're not had rank skips in a while, and I'm sure they'll put them in. Candyman's put Cybertron Runamok skin, yawn. Grindtime's but I like being able to bless a minion when I was soloing with Hot Rod. It's a good point, actually. You know, if you want to bless a minion, that's pretty cool. If you're soloing. But... Would you really put a minion on Hot Rod? Not me, I wouldn't. I'd be putting... I can see why you would, maybe, to try and protect him. Yeah, I kind of get that. But then you lose the DPS, I presume, from the, you know, from not having Nightstick or something. So, I don't know. Mercer Terror's put, not gonna lie, it's pretty cool, but I am broke. What do you mean? Not gonna... What? Broke for what? Sure it's not this weekend's event. This weekend's event is, like, next to nothing. Charlie Hernandez put best batch. You mean 5-star batch? I've sort of talked about this. It's all up to the subjective, you know, what you want. It all depends. It all depends on what you've got, what you need, what you want. It's all well and good me staying here saying, yeah, Pipes are the best bot in the game and Rook and these are war bots. But I've sort of did my, you know, go and check out my my video on all the batches rated. You can go and check that out. But I've rated them as in like what I think. When you go and check out my all bots rated video that I've just done recently, part 1 is out now. Then I sort of judge them on not just war bots, but on outpost duties, leveling, and it's a good all-rounder. So if you go and look at that, and I would look at the top 2 sections. You know, the ones that are, you know, amazing, absolutely unbelievable OP, and the ones that are, you know, good for, I think it was like leveling and war. So I would sort of look in them categories and look at what you haven't got yet, and then narrow it down to, if you've got 3 bots or 4 bots missing from a batch, and 2 of those bots are in them top 2 sections, then I'd probably consider pulling from that because you've got a 50-50 chance. And I always say, play the odds, guys. You know, if you've got a 1 in 5 chance of getting a bot, you're probably going to be disappointed. Where if you've got a 3 in 5 chance, you're probably going to be, you know, all right. And so always play the odds, guys, if you've got a choice. And then once you've got a lot of the bots that you need or want, then you can sort of narrow it down. And you can, like I've done now, I can sort of start going for these bots that are like a 1 in 3 chance because I don't really need any more bots really. So I can go and do that. But don't leave yourself. There's nothing worse than seeing a newer player who goes, oh, I want Optimus Prime and I've got nothing from batch 2. And then they pull and get someone they don't want and disappointed, knowing that they probably won't get 5-star shards again for a long time. And that sort of kills me. I'm like, you know, listen, if you want Optimus Prime, I understand it. I get it. You know, he's one of the icons of the game. But a 1 in 5 chance, don't get your hopes up. I would say if you pull him from a batch, I would expect to pull 3 at least before I get that bot. So that's 15,000 shards. So what you got to ask yourself, is it worth spending 15,000 shards for Optimus Prime, say, if it's a 1 in 5 chance? And I would accept that it's going to cost that. If you get him in 1 pull, you've won the lottery. Well done. Job done. But I always expect that if there's 1 bot in 5, I'll need 3 pulls. If there's 2 bots out of the 5, then I'll need at least 2 pulls to get one of those. You know, sort of running by odds. So no one can sort of say this is the best batch. They can go, this is the best batch in my opinion because it's got more leveling bots, you know, more war bots. But it depends on what you want from that bot. You know, if you've got loads of gunners and you need a tank, then there's certain batches you need to stay well away from, because it won't help you at all. Maybe batch 1. If you need a tank, I would not really go to batch 1. You know, if you want a tank, then I don't know. Would you go batch 8, 7? Maybe. You got Laser Optimus and you've got Rhinox in that batch. Not real tanks, but tanky. You know, like I said, it depends what you want. It depends on what you've got as well and what the chances are of getting that. So no one can really say what's the best batch. But if I had to pick, I would probably say is it batch 8 with Rook and Sea Spray? Is that batch 8? I think, or is it batch 9? That many batches now, I can't remember anymore. But yeah, I'd say the batch with Rook and Sea Spray, Bumblebee, Impactor, Swoop, is it, I think, and Swoop, I think. Yeah, that's probably one of the best batches. I don't think there's really a bad bot in that batch, so I don't think you're disappointed in that batch. You've also got the Laser Optimus batch with Blades and Smokescreen. That's also a good batch as well. So there's some good batches out there. Candyman's, but I've been asking 8 for G2 Megatron skin for well over a year now. Still nothing. He's already a tank. What's the problem? Mercy Terrace, but let's see. I've got Guy Hawk and Brainstorm. Well, one of the two, not both. I hope not, anyway. I'm hoping for Headstrong or Pipes, aka Run 'em Up Red Alert, and maybe Ripper Snapper Run. Slash, yeah, Slash is good. Let me know in the chat, who do you want out of this crystal? You know, if you had the dream pull, who are you going for? Or who would you rather get? Not going for, but who are you trying to get? Let me know. Matt Bowes, but I don't feel comfortable pulling with a 1 in 3 chance. Well, me neither, but at some point you got to. Darklands, my ult has a 1 in 3 chance for Sea Phantom. Last bot for 5-star. God Neptune. Yes, difficult one, isn't it? Because you really need that. And you've got to think if you pull 1, then you've got a 1 in 2 chance next. So sometimes I get might be that one bot that you really, really need. Darklands has put that's batch 8. So batch 8 I think is pretty good, yeah. You got to think as well that in that batch as well, you've got Rook, that's a combiner bot. You've got Impactor, that's a combiner bot. You've got Swoop, that's a combiner bot. And then you've got Bumblebee and Shrapnel and... who's the other one again? Sea Spray. So Sea Spray is not either, no. But you've got 3 combiner bots in that bundle as well. In that batch, sorry. So yeah. Blade 19's got 50-50 chance of Headstrong and Guyhawk. Hope it's Headstrong. Both good bots though. Both decent. Bruno Matos Suarez, is that right? Suarez. Hi, my friend. Any idea when the SA11s are coming? The SA11's been put a bit on the back burner because they're trying to concentrate on getting the new bot out early and getting it balanced. There's no real time frame and no real rush on Ruination, Ability 11s, anything like that. They're sort of just a work in progress, which I kind of agree with. I know people really want them, but I would not like it where they rush Ruination and rush SA11 out and then had to rush the bot out. I would rather them take the time, maybe shelve it a minute, get onto the bot and then bring the SA11s out and Ruination when they're really balanced rather than rush them and get them wrong. So they've sort of been not shelved, I wouldn't say shelved, but just been put to the side for 1 minute. So I think that Dale's sort of working on them a bit, throwing a few ideas around with the 5-star batch. I think then the idea is to concentrate on the new bot for a couple of weeks, get it out maybe a couple of weeks before the endurance or whatever the event might be. A couple of weeks early, hopefully. I think that's ideal, so everyone knows what they're actually going for. And then I think they're going to go back to the SA11s and finish them off along with the 5-star batch, I think. So you're probably looking at about 4 weeks, I reckon, maybe something like that. But don't hold me to that. That's just a guess. Steve Pierce, Twin Twist for 4-star Ruin. What odds is that though? Eric Cortez, are you going over the upcoming event? I've just been over it. Hey, Brad Channing, good friend of mine, long friend of mine, long friend. Was it like what? Maybe 10 years, Brad? Easily 10 years. Good to see you, buddy. We need to catch up, mate. 1 in 4 for Top Shot. Yeah, good bot, but not as good as it used to be. I know Jack's been like, what? They've taken their time. What? I think that Dale's had a bit of say in that. I think Dale's doing the SA11s and things like that, and Dale sort of understands that the priority is always to get the bot out early, and it should be. That's the way it should be. Get the bot out early. Get the endurance bot out early so everyone knows what they're playing for. There's no people just going for it for the sake of it. People pulling out last minute. It needs a lot of organisation. Concentrate on that bot and everything else can come out in between. I'm fine with that. Dark Lancer spot on my main. No idea. Only 4 bots left to get. Combine the parts. Firefly, Silverbolt, Sunstreaker or finish off Blaster. Yeah. Oh, well, probably Silverbolt. Well, no, maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah. Macmore, what bot do you recommend? Optimus, Laser Optimus, Pipes, or Rook? Again, it all depends what you want. It all depends what you want. If you want high damage, then obviously go for Optimus or Laser Optimus. If you want a tank, then you can't go wrong with Pipes. Best bot in the game by far. But then do you wait for the new batch and maybe go for Slug? Maybe we'll talk about that again. So yeah. Steve Pierce, 1 in 3, got Blur, Ironhide, and Twin left. Is Twin? Oh yeah, Twin Twist isn't that batch? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So win-win. Yeah, all 3 good bots are fair. Yeah. Bruno Suarez, can I make a video showing a screenshot of the top tier Bora in the game? If you're referring to my content, so I've had this question before of other people. So the only thing I would say is that if you're a member and I've done a video that's not available to the public yet, then I would ask you not to until that's released to the public, because obviously I've kept that back for my members, so it wouldn't be fair for me to do a video for my members and then for other people to release that. But once it's out to the public, I just say to people, listen, as long as you tell people where you got it from, you know, don't claim it's your own work. I've actually had that as well. I've actually had people like video my videos and then claim it's their own in a way or not give any credit, you know. So yeah, listen, I've also had people hit me up going, listen, Wozza, I want to analyse one of yours. And I've even had someone saying, listen, I disagree with what you're saying. Can I do a video doing that? I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm not bothered. You know, I like that sort of thing. I like a different point of view. Oh, and big thank you, Brad Channing, for a super chat. Thanks, buddy. We'll do this catch up though. So yeah, I don't mind you doing a video of the ranking things that I do. As long as you just say that you got it from my channel after it's available to all my public, not just to members, because obviously it's not fair on them really. Candyman's put get all the 5 stars, then you don't have to stress of pulling from batches. That's a fair point. Good luck with that though. Good luck getting that. Cool. Alright, okay. I think it's that time where we get into the game. Oh, wrong one. Let's go on to test server. There we go. Bruno, it's absolutely fine. I haven't showed. Just talk about the numbers. I mean, if you're just talking about the numbers, then you know it's. But I don't know if you're talking about the most used bots video. I don't think that's quite out yet. I don't think. But that should be posted soon. I think that should be posted probably next week or so. So there's nothing wrong with doing a video on that, storing it, and then as soon as I release it, release yours. And listen, I'm honestly fine if you like, you know, I like it honestly when people like even like show my like. I had one guy that said, you know, Wozza said to do this in his video. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna test it and see if it works. And he did it, and he's like, yeah, actually, I would change this. I love that video. I thought it was a really, really good video. You know, so there's people out there that, you know, do sort of cover my content and what I'm talking about, and I'm fine with that, whether you agree or disagree and want to try it out, see if it works, whatever. Yeah, and he just said in the video, you know, I watched the video from Sunstreaker Wozza about this, and so I'm going to do my take on it. That's all it needs, you know. I just don't like people sort of, you know, claiming it's the wrong work, which, like I said, I have had. You know, and it's not. Listen, I know that, you know, it's not about giving me credit or anything like that. I just don't like people taking credit. That makes sense. So yeah, cool. Okay, first things first. So, get my frog out my throat. I always get a frog in my throat when I get to talking quite a bit. So, a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about ability 11s of the new bots, and went through them one by one, and there's one particular bot that I said was really, really poor, and it wasn't just me. I'm not saying for 1 minute saying it was because of me, but the playtesters mirrored that. Even the playtesters saying that it was pretty woeful, and that was Silverbolt SA11. Now the apes have come up with something a bit different. So we're going to have a look at that. So we've got Silverbolt, and the SA11 is not showing properly. Oh yeah, so drop a bouncing EMP bomb. So that's still the same. That can hit up to 2 targets. So they got rid of the anti-stun thing and all that. It made no sense. And what they've done now is they've gone a bit like Brawn, where you can hit a target and hit another one. And when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. What do you guys think in the chat? You hit one target and you hit another one. Now that's pretty cheap for 4+2 for Silverbolt. So let's give it a whirl. So we drop Silverbolt. Let's drop Silverbolt on the beam laser. So where's it go next? You can see there it's bounced to the as I say, radar, but it's not radar, is it? That building. Okay, let's try the cannon. Let's see where it bounces next. And then it hits the storage, and then let's hit the missile launcher. And it hits the wall. So I think we're in the same predicament that we had with Brawn. That it hits the target and then hits something random. And if you remember back when Brawn came out, and this is his ability, I actually complained about this and said it's pretty woeful for a cost of 3 plus 0 back then. So if at 3 plus 0, he was doing this. Granted, it was no damage. It was 6 ability points for the first use to hit 2 targets. So this is less. But that was 6, 6, 6. This is 4, 6, 8. So our 3 use is the same as Brawn. And sadly, Brawn has never really hit the meta because it was still quite expensive. Now, granted as well, Silverbolt has more range. So you've got to think about that as well. But it's just, again, I always say this. People don't like random. People don't like abilities where you can't guarantee what's going to happen and where's it going next. They want guaranteed damage. It's why the likes of Sunstreaker have never really hit any heights. It's never really been top of the meta, Sunstreaker. He's been out since the game's launch and always struggled because he never really does said damage. I know people will say like, yeah, he takes out whatever, but if you've got a defense that does 8k health and he does 8k damage, sometimes he'll take it out, sometimes he won't, and that's the kind of problem. And it's same with Silverbolt. Sometimes they'll hit one target and hit a defense again. Brilliant. 2 defenses for 4 ability points. Amazing. That is an amazing cost. But if it hits a turret and hits a wall, 4 ability points for 1 defense is not that good. So for me personally, when I think of SA11s, I think that an SA11 needs to bring a bot back from, I wouldn't say back from Oblivion, but a non-meta bot, and then maybe bring it back in a way. Now, if they make this 4+2, which he is now, but it bounds to another defense, same as what Brawn does, I'd be interested. I might even level Silverbolt for Wars. I think that would be pretty decent. And I think because you've got Micronus, because you've got the Lightning Rod cores, because you've got all these counters, I'd probably even consider giving him a cost decrease, you know. Remember his ability 11 originally was when you destroy a target, you get 1 ability back. Now, I think if you destroy 2 targets, getting 2 ability points back, that's kind of OP. 2, using 4, getting 2 back, that's a cost of 2. Then a cost of 4, then a cost of 6. That's quite OP with the range he's got. But I wouldn't mind a 4+1, I think giving Silverbolt 4+1, making the hit bounce to another defense in close proximity. So obviously not hitting one and then jumping to the other side of the map, but jumping one and maybe hitting the next defense closest, like Brawn. I'd be pretty sold on that. But as it is right now, it's not really going to be used. It's alright because you give him SA11 and you get another point back because you probably just join 2 defenses rather than 1. But no one wants to take out a storage really, and no one wants to take out a harvester or something like that, or even a wall piece. We don't plan around that. So I'm hoping they can push again. I talk about pushing boundaries, and I think they really need to push the boundaries a bit with Silverbolt. Not just because, yes, it is OP taking 2 defenses out for 4 ability points, but there's so many counters that it's very easy to counter him. So why not make it cheap and quite OP in certain situations? I like that. I've talked about it previously. Again, I like bots where in a certain situation they're OP, but in other situations they're pretty useless. And it sort of means like, he's there. You can use him, but not all the time. And it freshens your team up. And I honestly hope that every single bot is like that. I really do. I want every single bot to be OP as hell in a certain situation. So you can look at a base and go, these 8 bots will do really well against base 1 in war, but base 2, I'm probably going to have to switch 4 of them out and go with another 4. That's the way I sort of hope it sort of goes, the way it goes. So we will have to see. Not No guarantees with this. It's all on the playtest's hands and in Spaceape's hands. Again, it's a bit on the back burner at the minute because of the new bot, but fingers crossed they can make Silverbolt SA actually a decent one, I'm hoping. So I'll get the chat. Thanks for joining, Brad. Good to see you, buddy. Dinio, good to see you. And GG Hi, or GGHI, I think. Good to see you as well. Adam, I will hit you up after the stream. I did see a message early on, but I will hit you up after the stream, mate. And Adam's spot looks like his bounce hits whatever is directly behind the original target. Could be predictable in that way. You'd think so, but I've actually had situations where it's bounced backwards as well. I mean, in that situation, it has bounced forward a few times, but you saw there as well that it actually hit that defense, then hit the wall. So it won't bounce to the side. But I think in one of these here, I think it hit. I think I went for something and it bounced backwards. But yeah. Trax Pedalenka, but Silverbolt can take out BB and beam lasers. Also defense with Nexus. Yeah, I know, but with lightning rods he's knackered. Steve Piss, but didn't even take out the wall either, which is a bit of a slap in the face. Fair point. Yeah, Carnage Mac, alright, he's got it spot on. That's a lot of spark for a second random bounce. And walls don't give points back. That's a fair point as well. I imagine they will stop it hitting walls. That's a guarantee, I think. Well, I say that. I would say that's a guarantee. But I think the question is, will they just hit another structure or another defense? I think another structure is not very good, really. Another defense is decent. Traxman Lancaster, I'm not worried about the bounce. Be immune to the lightning rods and such. Yeah. Andrew Stevenson, good to see you too as well. Thanks for joining at the end there. Cool. What's next on the list? So we'll take a look at some of the 5-star bots, but I do want to take a look at Slug in particular. So let's have a look where we've got. Yeah, they're not all leveled. Dale said he'd level a few for me. I think he has, to be fair to him. But it's not Slug. So from what I can gather right now in playtest, Afterbreaker stats have not been increased, but I imagine Afterbreaker will not get much of a change. He's used as a sack bot. He's good as a sack bot. The 4-star is highly used. And I think that's the key to these changes. When they put a bot in the batch that was already highly used and highly desirable, then they kind of know that he's actually half decent. Yes, it is only a sack bot. He is probably one of the best sack bots in the game, though. So sadly, if you don't want to use him as a sack bot, then he's pretty woeful. So he's a pretty one-trick pony, really. Sadly. But for that reason, because he's so good at that one thing, we're not going to see much of an upgrade. Yes, he'll get like a 10-15% upgrade in HP, DPS, ability damage, but there's going to be no change to his ability in terms of range or nothing outside of the normal things you would see in a 5-star bot. I'm trying to remember now what's in the batch. Retgar, I don't know. There's not been much talk about Retgar. I imagine they might change his cost. I'm not even sure they fixed the Ruination or the Combiner thing, where if you drop the Combiner, then Retgar's not as useful anymore. I believe still, I could be wrong on this, but I do believe still that his ability cancels when you drop a Combiner. It's really poor, considering it's been 9 months now since then, you know, for a 5-star bot. So they really need to sort of fix that and get it working. Alpha Trion, I imagine, won't change much. They are going to try and give them all SA11 as well, they did say. But I imagine Alpha Trion won't change much either. Who's the last one that I'm missing off as well? There's one more, I can't think who it is. So we've got Afterbreaker, we've got Alpha Trion, we've got Retgar, we've got Slug, and who's the fifth one? Someone tell me in the chat. Oh, and Grapple. So Grapple's had a bit of a chat. About trying to make him relevant to Rook. And the big question is, do you make Grapple pop outposts? I think that's the big question. And I think probably, yeah. If you want to make him even slightly better than Rook. But you also have to think that to make him even slightly better than Rook, then he needs more HP. But I don't think they're going to give him that. I think he'll be an alternative to Rook, as in can pop outposts, do high damage, but will have less health himself. And I think that's a fair playoff between himself and Rook. But he definitely needs to do more damage. So I don't have the 5-star yet. It's not available to testing for anyone yet. They'll start keeping that a bit behind and focusing on Slug mainly. And that's sort of where the big question lies. Sorry, guys. Oh. So, the problem with Slug is that he's too much like Pipes. Straight off the bat, far too much like Pipes. So he has an 80% shield, absorption, health for like 11 seconds, damage to walls. The only obviously difference between Pipes and himself is that Slug is fire and Pipes is acid. But obviously with acid, he also negates healing. And so playtests sort of saying that it's not fair that Pipes negates healing. But you've got to remember that Pipes is also 3+1, which is crazy. And I think some playtesters are pushing for Slug to be better than Pipes, which is sort of dangerous ground if you ask me. I think that sadly, Pipes is the ceiling of where they can go. And so I don't see how they can make Slug better than Pipes. And some of the questioning playtest was that, oh, give him more damage. But there's a balancing act between damage and health. Now, if they want to give him more damage, they'll have to reduce his health. Now, they can probably reduce his health by 10% and give him a 10% damage increase. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. So what's the point? So sadly, they got two choices of extremes. Do they either go with Pipes, give him fire and give him something else and make another Pipe spot? And that's the defense, sort of, you know, being a warrior, being a tank, being a frontline bot, but it's just another Pipes. So is it going to be really desirable? Are people going to use him and Pipes together with a fire and acid? Maybe. Or do they go the opposite way? But then you start to get into a different category then. That's easier, isn't it? Then you start going like this. So, at 5+2, which is a lot higher cost, Goldfire's got a massive amount of damage compared. But he doesn't have any survivability, no shield, no health, no nothing. So, if Slug starts going towards this in terms of fire damage, he's no longer a warrior as such per se, and he's going towards being Goldfire. So, you know, where does this end? I don't think they can give him 5k damage and the 80% shield and health as well. It's going to be too OP. You know, think about Pipes with tons of damage. It's going to be absolutely mental. And there's talk in playtests of how they're going to balance this bot. And I honestly think it's an impossible task because they've already got a ceiling with Pipes. And so basically, we've got two choices of having Pipes 2.0 with fire or something a bit less. And I can't see most people going for that. I can't see most people saying, oh, let's give it a bit more fire and 50% health increase or something like that. And I know people will go, oh, throw this at it, throw that at it, but we just can't go past Pipes. Sadly. Especially when Pipes is 3+1. And some people argue that at 3+2 he should be better than Pipes. We can't create a bot better than Pipes. You know, he's the top of the game. And so sadly they're kind of stuck. So I think people will still go for him because he's a combiner bot regardless. But I think that once you get over that, then that's where he stops. So I might pull him because I need him for Volcanicus, and I might actually level him because I don't have Ironhide, and I'll use him and Pipes together. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think that's a disaster. I don't think this guy for 1 minute will replace Pipes. It might work in tandem with, but not instead. And I can't see him being better than Pipes either. So that's kind of where we're at with the 5-star batch. Just, well, in terms of Slug anyway. So let me know what your ideas are for making this bot better. Keeping in mind that the ceiling will always be Pipes. You cannot go past that. So what can we give this bot to make it relevant? You know, make it different than Pipes, but as good as Pipes, or, you know, that sort of level that's very, very good, desirable at least. Let me know in the chat what you guys think we should do with this bot. Let's see what everyone else has sort of put. You get your bots auto level by a Dale. Don't forget it's a test server, so not on the live server. I don't say to Dale like, can I have this bot leveled like my main account. I actually have to level it. But for the test server, obviously I test these things on my channel and give feedback, and so for me to level a bot, it'll take me like 15 minutes because I've got to go add XP, put him in research, 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 add XP, add XP, put him in research, add XP, add XP, add XP, add XP, add XP. And it obviously got to go between the screens. It's quite sad that I actually know how many 30 million XPs go into each level now because of that. So it is time consuming. So sometimes if they're testing something and I haven't got it and I get it last minute on a Thursday and I'm running a bit behind, especially times where it's like school holidays, we're spending time with the kids and things like that, then I'll sort of hit Dale up and say, listen, Dale, can you just sort of level some bots for me? And he can do it like that. Dino's put maybe they make Slug 3+1 and Pipes 3+2. You want to nerf Pipes? Good luck with that. Although I agree that probably should happen, it ain't never going to happen. Not a chance. They will get murdered for that, honestly. Carnage Mac, alright, if more top meta Russian tanks come out, people are going to have 4 teams of them. I have thought about that. Video maybe to come. I didn't even realise they changed his name. No, he's never been called Slug in the game. He's always been called Slug. But that just shows you how much people don't look at him because they don't realise that it's called Slug. They can't call it Slag because in the English language it's quite a detrimental word for a woman. So you would never use that word to describe a woman over here. But I understand in America it's something else. I've got an idea what it is, but I don't want to embarrass myself by getting it wrong. But yeah, so they called him Slug instead, which is a bit, but he's called Slag. We know that. What else? Dino's put only thing is the 2 bots with that SA, so it'll be hard to do something like that. There's so many more bots. I mean, obviously you've got like all the Russian warriors to be fair. They changed that years ago. Dino's put, I think, in pretty sure the other dialogue have different names too. Swoop was called Strafe because they didn't have the rights to it, and they changed it to Swoop and then brought out Strafe. But the funny thing is that if you go into the actual files of the game, Swoop is still called Strafe, and Strafe, I believe, is called Autobot Strafe. So there's 2 Strafes in the game. Confusing, I know. Yeah, Mercenaries spot. Yeah. Sludge was called Slog, was it? I can't remember that. Maybe it was. I'll take your word for it. I can't remember. Calvin put increased pipes to 3+2. What have we started? Oh my days. Steve Pierce, bigger shield. Give it acid. Do you remember what you said last week? What about nets combiners or combiners like? What do you mean, Ricky Lau? I can't remember. Remind me in the chat. Andrew Stevenson, invisibility reflection. I'm not sure that'd work really. You want to pop outposts with him? I don't know. I don't think they can. I don't think they're going to change his shield. I don't think so. Ricky Lau, I may have an idea who's coming to Earth Wars combiners. Some super mode or power masters. Yeah, but they're not. Power masters are not combiners. They're not that big really. So yeah. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I think that Snarl used to be called Slag. No, Slug and Snarl are definitely different bots. He might have been called something, I can't remember, but yeah. Yeah, Calvin's put Slag in US English is unprocessed iron ore. Yeah, I thought it was something around that, around mining or something. But yeah. Mercer Terror, he was named that after his ability to shoot streams of fire. Then all Dinobots ended up having that ability. Good to know. Mario Zambiano, what would they do with Grapple? I don't know. There's a bit of a discussion, like I said, around should he pop outposts or not. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Should he pop outposts? Matt Paul, they could change his name back to Slag. Maybe. DDX76 has put maybe a 3-piece unorthodox combiner like a Guardian. I don't know. It'll be a Guardian robot. It's going to be something like Omega Supreme, where it's not a combiner, but it is that big. And the only thing I can think of that's as big as Omega Supreme, that's not a combiner, is the Guardian robots, because Omega Supreme was a Guardian robot. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. They could bring in Power Master Optimus Prime and have a high Q as a combat weapon. Yeah, but again, I'm for bringing that in, but I don't think that would be as big as a combiner. That's a problem. Yeah. A rare chopper face sighting. Take your photos now. Has it crashed or something? What happened? Let me know. Chopper face. Don't know. Let me know. Is the stream alright? Have I missed a joke there or something? I ain't got a clue what you're about there. Chopper face sighting. I don't want to carry on until I know that the stream's alright though. Someone let me know the stream's fine. Thanks, Grandson. Cool. Alright, that's good to know. Cool. Right, next up. So let's take a look at the new loyalty system that has been announced. So from the 1st of June, we will be disbanding the monthly rewards program. I wanted to share it, but seeing as the month's nearly over, it's important that I give you a heads up. The system has, of course, been controversial as it replaced the previous VIP program. The goal of change was to send even more rewards out than we were when we did that. We have decided that we need a better solution. Something you can track and something that is more permanent. Okay, I'm more down for that. The new system will allow you to collect loyalty points, so not the same as the Alliance points. They'll get renamed, from either purchasing bundles or claiming the daily free allowance. So I actually said this to Dale, and again, I'm not claiming credit for it, but I did say to Dale that I do play other games, play Marvel Strike Force quite a bit, and they give stuff away every day in the store, and you have to go to the store and you have to go and get it. And it just takes people to the store, and it might entice people to spend. And I think that's a very clever mechanism, but you have to go to the store to get it. The Earth War store. So, I'm all for that. And then points can be used to purchase currencies and other rewards. Since loyalty points can be spent, there will also be a leveling part based on your all-time loyalty points you've accumulated. So I imagine some people will just be bink, done as soon as this comes out. Over 8 years. God, I don't know where I'd be. We'll find out. And this stays even when you spend them. So you go through sort of level, it sounds like. So you'll be able to earn permanent perks for your account. Don't worry, none of these increase your strength during a battle. This was a big no-no. But please note this system isn't meant to be finished. Perks are aimed to be nice to have, but not must-haves. And the ceiling is quite high. In our previous system, free-to-play weren't able to take part at all, while this new system will allow them to get involved, even if it does take longer than people who may spend. Okay, I like the concept. Go and check out the survey, guys. Go and fill it in. I do like the concept of earning points so you can see where you're up to, and you can, it will entice you to spend if you get close to it. People like a level up. It all depends on what the rewards are. That's the big thing. It shouldn't give you an advantage in war, but if it's like 4-star shards or maybe 5-star shards eventually and things like that, I'm all for that. I don't want it to be giving buffs like extra HP to warriors and all this sort of stuff. It's not really fair that we need to have an even keel in the game in terms of when I fight and whatever I spent and a new player fight. It should be the same. But I'm all for giving people resources. But when I hear the word, what's the word, the key word they put? You will be able to earn permanent perks. And it does say there, you collect lots of points for purchasing bundles or claiming the daily freelance. These points can be used to purchase currencies and other rewards. What currencies? So currencies could be anything in the game, really. But the word currency, and when they sort of talk about it and say it's with permanent perks. So we'll have to wait and see. But more news to come soon. But go and fill the survey out, guys, for the time being. Let them know your opinion. That's the best way. And then we'll go from there. I mean, you can see there a bit of mixed reaction. Some crying faces, angry faces, clown faces. But a lot of thumbs up generally. I think that mostly be the free-to-play players that are quite hyped about it. But go and let them know what you think. Go and let them know what you think. For me, it all depends on what the rewards are. You can't give people an advantage in game. I'm not all for that, but I don't want people going like, oh, I get 100 fuel cells to play the game for 6 years. It's not fair. But I'm all for giving shards away and giving G1 crystals away, maybe, or things like that. That will give you advantages. So, but it's a G1 crystal. It's not going to do much, is it? Little things like that. Yo, boys. So I love the MSF store. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Jefferson C4's in-game name is Chopperface. Don't know, unless you mean someone that's on screen. I don't know. Not a clue. Who knows? Blade 19, but the VIP one was nearly impossible to join. Fair point. Oh, look, see. Strange. I'll close it down for the time being. Michael Cooper's put, don't bring that into the game. I absolutely hate going to the web store every day for Strike Force. I don't mind it. I like it. I don't mind at all. Steve Pierce, I like the idea of the new system. Only been playing 1 year, but I did the survey about it, but I had to answer without seeing it at work. Yeah, that's a good point. We are sort of looking at it blind, aren't we? So, yeah. Marazambiana's put, they said the level rewards in survey is like building speed, decrease of research, or XP goes up, but not a lot. We're not forcing you to need it. Okay, that's not too bad. Andrew Stevenson's put, it won't backtrack. Everyone starts the same. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the chat. Rewards are important, but generic and good are the most necessary right now. Skis are the most skis? Skips. Not skis. Skis are not necessary. What does it mean by monthly rewards program? So at the minute they give rewards out monthly to everyone, and they also give out VIP rewards as well for what you spent in the last month. But they've changed that now instead. For me, the rewards are backwards, higher levels, got bot research and building time skip. Surely newer players want that more. Yeah, definitely building skip. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Oh, Dale's in the chat. Good to see you, Dale. Basically just extra XP gains. Yeah. Okay, okay. Building speeds, XP, Z energy maybe. Okay. Okay. The web store just gives you more loyalty points, so you don't need to leave the game. Okay, fair enough. Andrew Stevenson, I don't want to go to the store every day. I know, but you know, it is when I look at this game sometimes, I look at it from one, a player's point of view, but two, from a business point of view, because it is a business, you've got to remember that. And so because I run a business, then the hardest thing for me is getting people in the door. Once you get them in the door, then a lot of things sell themselves, but it's hard to market outside externally. As a business, we don't believe in advertising on social media. Madness, I know, because everyone does that nowadays, but they've sort of disbanded social media and sort of just go off word of mouth, basically. So for us, it's all about getting people in the door, them realizing how good it is, and then them coming back because they've had a good experience. So for me, SpaceApe, if they want people to spend, and look at this from a purely business point of view, if they want people to spend, they need to get people in the door. So they need to get people to the store. So how can they do that? So I presume like in the game store, they can get people by claiming it in there. But again, if I was to do that, and I know people are going to hate this, I would put the claims at the end of the store, at the far end. So you've got to scroll through all the bundles. I know people are going to get annoyed by that, going like, oh, we've got to spend all the time. But you're getting free stuff, guys, for a few seconds. But the idea that you put it there so people have to go into the store and people have to go and look through the bundles and they might buy one and it increases revenue. So sometimes you've got to look at it not just from a purely player's point of view, but from a business point of view as well. So I understand why Marvel Strike Force put those things in the web store, and I actually thought it was quite a clever idea, if I'm honest with you. And although it is a bit of a, not, I'll say ball ache, you know, going in there and having to claim it for free stuff, we can't really complain. You know, if you go and getting free stuff, and it takes you to a store. So I'm not too bothered. Yeah, people are saying it's good that it's in game. Like I said, I'm not bothered either way. So SpaceApe how they want to do it, innit? Andrew Stevenson's put I buy bundles in game, not from the store. Don't forget you get a bit extra from the store though. It's always worth buying from the store. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, next up. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So I think some people are going to be a bit annoyed about this. It's been a secret for some people for a while. Some people have not known about it for a while. Some people won't know about it even today. And then people will realise today what's been happening. And I'm not sure who's been more annoyed. The people that do know about it already or the people that don't. So we're going to take a look at a good bottom mine that I think is very good in the game. So I've been saying for a long time how good Roadbuster is and how effective he is. We saw in the ratings video of most used bots in the Unicorn tournament that Roadbuster was very, very high up. So I always said that he's very good for taking out shock towers, taking out the shield gen. You can pretty much take out anything on the map with, 12,800 damage. It's really, very good. I've got him there with the G1 that increases special ability damage by 15% to make him do that job. But he's been doing more damage than he should. I know some people will sort of say to me like, oh my god, Wozza, why are you telling SpaceApe this? SpaceApe already know, guys. They already know. It's out the cat is out of the bag. So, just to emphasize this, I put Roadbuster in my team, but not the 5-star, not the 4-star, 3-star Roadbuster at level 6011 with a gold G1 core. So this is a maxed out 3-star. So again, maxed out 3-star, nothing special. It's G1, shield, piercing. So we've got a shock tower here at 11,830 damage. So Roadbuster only does 6k damage and half of that to an area. So if we're looking at how much damage it should do, then it should probably take just over half health away from the shock tower. Doing about 12k damage. Pretty much double the damage that it should be doing. And to stress, this is a maxed out 3-star, guys. So people have been using the 5-star in their war teams because it does crazy damage to the final target. Granted, it probably doesn't need that extra, but people have been using like level 60 Roadbusters without a G1 to take out shock towers shielded easily because it's doing double the damage. It's doing like 24k damage. And then you've got to think that he's been doing 24k damage, but he's been doing 12k damage on the way to the target as well. So crazy amounts of damage. But sadly, that will soon be over. Space Ape do know about this glitch. And so people then who've got this about at level 60, I would advise you to start leveling him. Get him up to maxed. And like I said, I worked it out that if you want the 5-star to take out shock towers, then you're talking a 5-star at around 6811, I think is the magic number. By magic number, I mean enough to take out said defense, and that is shock towers. The problem we've got is that at 6811, he will take out a max shock tower, but at 6811, he won't take out a maxed out MDS. Now it's hard to test right now because obviously he's doing more damage than he should. But when he gets fixed, if he doesn't take out a maxed out MDS, then we have a problem, guys. We're going to need some sort of boost. We're going to need some sort of combo. Does that make Roadbuster that bit less relevant? Are we going to see other bots come into the meta rather than Roadbuster being a bit of a melee bot? So, if you knew about this, that's fine. You probably took advantage of this for a long time. But I think the time is coming where sadly this will be fixed. And Roadbuster will do said damage. If you didn't know about this, take advantage while you can. Because again, it's going to be fixed soon. And if you don't have Roadbuster, then you've been missing out. Been really good at leveling because we've been doing double damage. Been able to take the HQ-17s out with 2 hits. So it's been absolutely smashing zone 15 for most people. Even zone 16 in some respects. But again, that will soon come to an end. And although it's not a nerf, and also people will say, oh, Roadbuster's getting nerfed. No. He's getting fixed to do the right thing that he should. Which is half the damage he's currently doing. And that will be his correct damage. So, time is nigh. So DDX76 put Roadbuster is definitely a great bot. Well, yeah, he is now. Yeah. Taking out HQ in zone 15 with 2 shots. Incredible for leveling. Yep, like I just said. Carnage Macramites, but I knew it was bugged. My 4-star ability 6 blew everything up easy. Yep. DDX76 reminds me of what happened to Lynx early on. Yes, same thing. Kim Bayano, this is shocking. It's true though. That's ridiculous at a 3-star, I know. Roadbuster is still going to be pretty good nonetheless. Yeah, he's still going to be pretty good, guys. He's still decent. Yeah. What is Roadbuster's counterpart? Half shell. So half shell. Apologies. Randall Hamilton. It's always happened with bots. So frustrating. SA always gets it wrong. Yeah. Bruno Suarez has put, I actually returned the video. I thought I heard wrong. That is crazy. No, no, no. Yeah, it means like we rewound the video. Yeah, yeah. 3-star. Yeah, yeah, 3-star. So you got the 4-star, a half decent level. Then go and do some leveling with it now. If you've got the 5-star, then go do some leveling while you can. I imagine it'll be a couple of weeks before it's fixed, but it is going to get fixed, guys. So keep that in mind. Use it while you can. And then we come on to another one of these. Another possible problem. And I think this is going to really hurt some people. So, where do I start? So if you remember, we talked about a new course coming out. And there were some counters for some big bots in there. So, SpaceX said Ruination is a problem. We're going to bring out the anti-water cores. So Ruination was countered by the anti-water core, so protects nearby buildings from 56% of water damage and makes them negate water effect. Area effect increased by 300% roughly. Buildbot immune to water damage. And everyone's going, oh, they're countering Ruination, making it hard to use. And that negates his water damage. But when we look at Ruination, and I mentioned this when I sort of reviewed these cores, but when we look at Ruination's water damage, that you've got a tidal effect, which is mixed up with this, but the main one is it Godsplit is the main one? No. Water damage, yes. So unleash a large wave. So tidal wave is water, and that's the only real water ability that he has. So it's basically the tidal wave that was getting countered by the anti-water cores. But there's something I think that we forgot and not realised. And this is that he also stuns. So God Sting stuns. The tidal wave affects stun targets and extends their EMP effect. And the God Splitter says a shockwave and tidal wave affected abilities release explosions. So the big question is, why is the lightning rod not negating God Neptune Ruination? Now I've put a lightning rod core down. And if we look at the description, protects nearby buildings from EMP effect and blocks 34% of electric damage. Air effect increased by 200%. Buildbot immune to electrical damage. So electrical damage and stun, is it the same thing? That's the big question. Now to a lot of other bots, stunning and electrical damage go hand in hand. So the big question is, should, and it's not it does, or it definitely should, it's a question, should the lightning rod build bots negate Ruination? So I'm going to activate Ruination. We're going to take him into game, give him a go. So just going over it again, it says there, protect nearby buildings from EMP effect. That can be hard to see, but the dead easy one is Buildbot immune to electric damage. That is an easy one to look at. So if we're saying that stun is electric damage, because EMP and stun start going hand in hand. I've charged over there. Wrong choice. Let's just get rid of these a minute. Hang on, I want to try and get this off. And you can see there that the Buildbot has been hit by Ruination's ability. That is an EMP ability. And when we look through other bots that have this EMP effect, so we've got Silverbolt, who has EMP and it is electric damage. So it is electric damage. When we look at the likes of Bumblebee, who stuns, and it's electric damage. And so, sadly, we've spent all this time thinking we need a counter for Ruination. And we could have made 2 or another one when we actually already have one if it worked correctly. And I think it's been missed by a lot of people. And so, sadly, it's with Yanis at the minute, and he's looking into it. And if Yanis decides that electrical damage and stun, his stun is electrical damage, then the lightning rod cores will also negate Ruination and God Neptune. And so all of a sudden, we could have 2 counters. And the question is that a good thing or not? We talk about Ruination being the best combiner in the game, being really OP. And all of a sudden, if you've got 2 counters for it, then that could be pretty crazy in terms of countering him. But the problem we've got as well is that we need to sort of decide this quite quickly. Because if we decide that the lightning rod cores should negate God, Neptune and Ruination, and then you've got the anti-water cores, then we can maybe push some boundaries on the 5-star ability. What we don't want is a lackluster 5-star ability, which is kind of where they're going in playtest, because they understand that they can't make this bot any better because it's so OP. We don't want to give it a lackluster 5-star ability to then realise that it's not getting nerfed but getting countered. And so we could have maybe pushed him a bit more. So personally, I would actually like these build bots to negate Ruination and God Neptune, and then push his 5-star ability to be better, but not give it any sort of, build bot killing technique. And I know we sort of talked about last week about it having the hollows, and I wouldn't be too bothered with hollows. They'd be pretty decent if, again, the build bots negate it. But let me know what you think. Are you happy for these to negate him? Is it within the lore? Is it within the game that all stun is electric damage? Is that the case? So we'll leave it in the 8th hands, and we will see what they have to say about it and see where they go from there. But I'm hoping that what happens is that they look at this first and then they balance 5-star Ruination's ability around that. Fingers crossed. Yeah, Bruno Suarez put stun electric disables are really confusing to me. Calvin, no, it shouldn't. It doesn't say it blocks stun specifically. But is stun electric? That's the big question. Stun is EMP. Is EMP electric? Well, it blocks electric damage, so maybe it is. Daniel's put, well, are those 3 different things? That's so confusing. I know. It's done, yeah. Yeah. Daniel's put, I don't think it should negate him. Fair enough. Bruno Suarez has put, now I get why people get so pissed about glitches and weird tooltips in the game. Yeah, because some of them just don't make sense, sadly, and some of them can be detrimental when you've invested in the bot, and then all of a sudden, you've had so bot and used it for so much time. You could have Roadbuster at level 60, telling you, oh yeah, he's good in Prime League, I can use him. And then all of a sudden they go, yeah, nope. That's why, and listen, I'm not just saying this, but that's why it's good to, watch sort of mine stream and sort of other content creators as well, and sort of, find out these things early on, so you have to level it, or it's coming. This is a good reason why to follow content creators, because we will sort of cover these things early on and give you a heads up, and hopefully you can sort of level that bot maybe, or find an alternative, or you can do something about it at least. So although some of these things are not very good, people are going to be a bit annoyed by it. I understand that. But sadly, the tooltip will always be king. If that bot says it should do 12k damage, then it should do 12k damage. If in the game, in all the areas, if in all the areas of the game, stun and electric damage and EMP are all the same thing, then it's a given. This will counter him. There's no question about that. The only question I asked today was, is EMP and electric the same thing as stun? That's what they need to decide and go from there. Steve Pierce's put, I always get confused between stun and EMP. They're the same thing, surely. Well, maybe, I don't know. Swoop's fire mission is a stun. What, ability 11, I think it does. Ability 11. You can reduce fire damage without affecting its burn status. Yes, you can, but generally in the game, burn and fire are the same thing, generally, if that makes sense. So although you can separate them, if every single bot that's fire burns, and you bring out an anti-fire core, and that bot burns but doesn't have to do fire, then it will count it because every fire is burn. This is the sort of predicament we're in. If every bot in the game is not the same in terms of EMP and stun, I'm trying to think of any exceptions, but I can't think of any. If there's any bot in the game that can stun that is not electrical damage and EMP, then it's down to the ape's decision. They can decide whether it counts as Ruination or not. But if every single bot in the game that EMPs and electric damage stuns, or every stun is EMP or vice versa, then they have to, because that's what the tooltip says. So yeah. Bruno Suarez, but I always got the feeling Ruination was unstoppable. Plot twist. It wasn't a feeling, it really is. Pretty much, yeah. Carvis, but I agree with you, Wozza. Then SA needs to define it. There's a difference between elemental damage and associated conditions. Yeah, I agree. 100% agree on that. It needs defining from now and forever, and then it's got this, and this is the case. Yes or no, whichever it is, I'm fine with. But they do need to clear it up once and for all. Yeah, and we'll wait and see. And hopefully we'll get an answer soon. If not, I might even hit him up in the stream and go, Yanis, what's the answer, brother? Come on, let us know. But yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, Diana's put, I feel like EMP is what they call it, and stun is the effect of the condition, while dealing electrical damage, at least as far as Scrapnel's SA will tell me. It's still unclear though. Yeah, exactly. It's as clear as mud, sadly. So that's kind of where we're at. But yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for this week's stream, guys. So big shout out to everyone for tuning in. But as always, guys, don't forget, please, to hit that subscribe button. It literally is just one or two clicks for you, but obviously means so much for me. Just hitting that subscribe button, guys. We're trying to get to 7k subs ASAP. Really, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, big thank you to everyone that tuned in today. Even if you're watching this back at a later date, still thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to tune in next week, which will hopefully have more about the new batch. Probably an insight into the new bots, maybe. We might have a sneak peek. We'll have the new ability 11s, hopefully a bit further on than what they are now. And we'll hopefully have an answer around Ruination for you and what's happening. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.